We begin tonight with breaking news. Former McCracken County Judge Executive Van Newberry died today. We're also, of course, tracking important races, including the U.S. Senate, the Kentucky House, and local races. We want to begin tonight, though, with the early numbers just starting to come in the presidential race as polls start to close across the country. Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear announces 2 West Kentucky arrests in connection to an undercover investigation targeting child predators. Local 6's Robert Bradfield is here with more on the efforts to crack down on cyber crimes. Robert. Why Kentucky's junior senator Rand Paul isn't attending the Republican National Convention. But first, we're tracking breaking news, what we know about 2 bodies discovered amidst a fire investigation. I'm headed to the studio. The news starts now. Welcome, everyone, to the 22nd ever barbecue on the river here in downtown Paducah on the riverfront. It's an amazing, very hot day. A second chance at life. Felons often struggle to move beyond their crimes. Local 6's Ashley Sanchez joins us now. And Ashley, how often do felons who get out of prison fall back into a cycle of crime? Another day of mourning for the victims of the Orlando shootings as more local churches honor their lives.
It doesn't matter who they are, where they came from. Certainly could use a prayer of faith to help them with their healing.
Across our nation, families are saying their final goodbyes to victims of the Orlando massacre. And Jennifer, a federal investigation on the deadly shooting turns to the gunman, Omar Mateen's mosque. Reuters reports the FBI questioned a member of an Islamic center in Fort Pierce, Florida, about 2 hours south of Orlando. The paper cites a lawyer who sat in on the 30-minute interview. Investigators say they don't believe Mateen got any help from overseas to carry out the attack. And local remembrances continue tonight. Grace Episcopal Church in Paducah held a special prayer service. As Local 6's Robert Bradfield explains, the message wasn't just about the victims. A deadly stabbing in this neighborhood has homeowners shaken about what happened.
Everybody's pretty much to themselves.
Detectives say that was not the case when this man, Robert Lambert, stabbed a man today in McCracken County. You can soon tour Prince's home, Paisley Park in Minnesota. His family is seeking permission from the city to use the site as a museum, occasional recording studio, even a concert venue. Tickets go on sale online Friday. Tours begin in October. Prince died without a will in April. Judges and judicial candidates can identify with a political party and participate in political activities in Kentucky. A federal appeals court today overturned a previous decision that prevented them from donating money to other candidates or hosting political fundraisers. We now know the name of the American soldier killed in this part of Afghanistan yesterday. The U.S. military identifies him as 28-year-old Army Staff Sergeant Matthew Thompson from Southern California. Thompson died when an improvised explosive device went off. The blast injured 1 other U.S. service member and 6 Afghan soldiers. All in all, it sounds like it's shaping up to be a nice weekend for Father's Day.
At least.
Of course, as temperatures rise, so does the number of people turning out at the pool. And according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, so does the number of drownings.
And Todd, this is really hitting home.
It is. In fact, a Paducah native found himself caught up in all of the chaos surrounding the deadly blast at the airport in Brussels today. This is cell phone video. Paducah's George Bray shot at the airport just after the attacks took place. Bray is employed by AmerisourceBergen and was traveling to Africa for work with a layover at Brussels Airport. He was on a bus at the airport changing terminals when the explosions went off. After spending hours at the airport temporarily, he was allowed to leave. Tonight, he is safe and at a hotel in Brussels. We first spoke with George by phone early this morning on Local 6 Today when all of this was starting to unfold. I just spoke with him again late this afternoon by phone at his hotel in Brussels. And Bray mentioned yesterday's arrest of Salah Absalam in Brussels. Investigators say Absalam is the mastermind behind November's deadly terrorist attacks in Paris. And Bray said that arrest in Brussels was top of mind for him and other passengers. Take a listen.
Everybody knew that they caught this guy. And so, you know, Brussels is known as a central place for terrorists. And it makes you wonder why, you know, the security outside of the departure area wasn't more secure than it was under the circumstances. Knowing what had happened in Paris and knowing all the people that they've caught here in Brussels, I mean, it's a hotbed for terrorists.
Bray went on to tell me that he immediately started texting his 3 daughters to tell them he was safe this morning. Over the course of the day, he's experienced an outpouring of support.
Gotten a lot of messages from work folks, a lot of messages from friends, and so I probably have had between emails and texts over 100. Emails, texts, and phone calls, I had over 100 today. So, yeah, it's been very overwhelming.
And stay with us for continuing coverage on NBC Nightly News, first at 5:30, then again for the second half hour of NBC special program starting at 6:30. That will air instead of Wheel of Fortune tonight. Paducah is now getting into Kentucky's bourbon business. According to the Kentucky Distillers Association, Kentucky bourbon makers made more bourbon this year than the past 48 years. And a Paducah distillery is taking advantage of the trend. Local 6's Amanda Roberts joins us live from a special ceremony. And Amanda, it's a process to make bourbon, but what's next? Local 6 meteorologist Trent Ogerson joins us now. You're tracking the storm. What is the latest? America relies on its workers. Here are 6 things to know about our workforce from the Pew Research Center. Close to 15 million Americans make up labor unions, an increase in recent years. That only makes up about 11%, though, of the workforce, which is a 24% drop.
Now, Todd's in a little bit of heat tonight.
Yeah, James, what am I going to eat here from Larry, Daryl, and Daryl?
You're going to eat a Trinidad scorpion pepper.
Okay,
One of the hottest known peppers in the world.
Here we go. 10 seconds left. Let's do it. Oh, that's hot.
I think we've got to say goodnight. Good night, everyone.